Hello, good morning. A little cold over here. Welcome. That's why I got my sweater and my scarf. And I have some gloves. I'm not wearing them right now. Megillah, Daf Zion, number 7, one of the most famous dafim in Shas, and certainly Masechus Megillah. Of course, we have our Glenn Livit, which Shmuel points out actually has an OK on the bottom there. If you can see it. OK over there, you see that? Okay, so it's kosher. Even though having okay, it would be kosher anyway. And I explained to Shmuel, all my viewers know, about the Chatzi Shir movement that we're doing in Masechus Megillah. You have the Zechira, the learning of Masechus Megillah, but you don't have the Asiyah. It's not the days of Purim right now. So your Chayiv Inish L'Psumi, we're going to learn about it today, and we're going to drink when we learn these words in the Gemara on Daf Zayin. Chayiv Inish L'Psumi Puri Adlo Yadam in Araham and the Baruch Mordechai. So we're going to drink a half a shot. You only drink a half a shot because you have the Zechira and Asiyah. Shmuel is going to be number 5, man number 5, to join the new movement. This is very exciting. Shmuel number 5 is pretty good, 5 out of 5. So we're going to get started now. We're waiting for that moment. Shmuel, what do you think about Glenlivet? You like Glenlivet?
Oh.
You prefer blended or you prefer single malt? What do you like? What's your taste?
Blended with what? Blended with what?
Blended, it means like it's different distilleries. It comes from it's a mixture of different can be different grains, different distilleries.
Right.
Single malt is the same distillery, all made of barley mash, and in the pot stills. In the batch method as opposed to the continuous method. It has to have all three to be called a single malt. This is a single malt. It's more expensive.
I used to have that. It's celery soda. That's what it is, basically.
It's the same thing as celery soda. Yeah, just a little alcohol.
Dr. Brown's.
40% alcohol.
Sarsaparilla, celery.
Yes, you can make this by buying a bottle of Dr. Brown's celery soda and distilling it. If you distill it, it will have
I don't want to
40.
Steal it. I don't want to
Distill.
I'll
you know
pay for it. I'll pay for it.
No, not steal. Distill. You know what the distill means? This light is coming in. It's bothering me. What happens? The sun just started shining right now.
That's nice. It means that
it ruins the color of
the sun is going on you. It shows a sign of endearment from above.
Hold on a second.
I think it's a sign, a heavenly sign.
I have to get it out of the picture because it's ruining
It's
ruining the shading of our faces. All right. So anyway, single malts for good stuff. I'll tell you a quick vort. You can tell everybody your next kiddush, right? Why is it called Scotch, right? Scotch is the reason. This is Lumdish, even Ben Sion for today also. Why is it called Scotch? Is it because Scotch is from Scotland, or is it because of the word Scotch tape? You heard of Scotch tape?
Scotch tape.
What connections does it have to alcohol or to Scotch? Because Scotch tape is the brand name, right? It's a generic trademark of Scotch tape, which is made by the 3M company, which is a mining company. What is it called? Materials company on the 3M company. It's a famous company. They made the N95 masks. Thinsulate. They have a lot of products they've made. 3M. So 3M stands for the 3Ms. Three things that make it a malt, a single malt. 3 things that make it a single malt. It has to be from a single distillery. It has to be from barley mash, and it has to be the batch method, not the continuous method. And now you have the 3 things which make it a single malt. And that's why it's called Scotch tape. So technically, even if you have all 3 of these things and it's not produced in Scotland, it can still be called a Scotch. That's an nafkamina. The nafkamina is that if it's made, let's say it's made in Ireland, right, or it's made in America, but it has the 3 M's, you can still call it Scotch, according to my lumdus. And you can tell people this at your next kiddush. I actually mentioned this at one kiddush. I said this vort over to people. I said, why is it called Scotch? Because of the 3 M's, because of the 3 characteristics of single malt, but the second nafkamina is that Johnny Walker, which is a blend, and it's not a single malt, could not be called a Scotch. We have 2 nafkaminas over here. First of all, it's outside the U.S., but it has the 3 M's. It has the 3 things. It could be called a Scotch. But if it is made in Scotland, but it's a blend, then it's not called Scotch anymore. This is an unbelievable vort. Tell it at your local Kedushin. People will be shocked how your knowledge of the world about these
I
things.
have another word. I'll tell you later, but the real word you'll like a lot.
All right, we're going to get to it.
But interesting, because 3M is also Megillah. And is Megillah.
Yeah.
And what else is it?
Matanos Lev Yom
Matanos
Mishlach
Lev Yom Manos.
and Mishteh, but Mishteh the fourth one. Sudas Purim. We'll call it Sudas Purim.
No, but M, 3 M's.
Right, but Megillah, Mishlach Manos, Matanos Lev Yom, that's 3 M's, right?
3 M's.
So it's another reason we should be drinking.
Scotch.
Should be drinking single malt on learning a second Megillah. Shmuel,
beautiful.
that was a beautiful add-on. I really appreciate that. That was great, Shmuel. You come up with that right now? That was great. Shmuel is on the ball today. Unbelievable. We got to learn now.
Okay, let's
We're
learn.
5.5 minutes, 6 minutes in. All right. Itzrach, last two words on Itzrach l'michtav Hashenis, Itzrach l'michtav Tap B'Zayim and Aleph, B'chol Shana V'Shana. You had to say both. Right, we're learning according to Shem Gamliel says the Megillah has to be read on the second Adar, not the first Adar. B'chol Shana V'Shana Havamina, which is the word Shana V'Shana Havamina Kikushan. I would have said like our question, right? It really could be the first Adar. It could be like Shvat, Adar next to Shvat. Mashman Hashenis, therefore the Shenis has to be the second Adar. It's Ashmin Hashenis. You just said Hashenis. How I mean Abetchila Barishon Hashenis. I might think you should be obligated to read the Megillah when it's an Ober year. You have to read in the Megillah during Adar Rishon and during Adar Sheni. Kamash Malan B'chol Shana V'Shana. Therefore B'chol Shana V'Shana. Like every year you read it the Adar Samach L'Nisan. Only in the second Adar. Rabbi Yossi is not going to be. He says you can read the Megillah even in the first month. Hi Hashem is my Abed. What does he do with the word Hashenis? Originally, when the miracle happened, they established Purim in Shushan, which was the city where the miracle happened. And then in future years, they celebrated it in the whole world. This is a story of how it went down. Esther asked the Chachamim, the sage of the generation.
Oh, you're right.
Kavunu L'Doro. She said, establish Purim as a Yom Tov, write Megillah Esther, let's make it a big thing every year. This is for the second year. They said, you're gonna cause hatred among us, among the Goyim, Lebein Alomos, because they're all going to be jealous of how we killed all the Goyim. I'm already written. It's not like the first time this is written. It's already written in the Chronicles of all the kings. What's Madai Paras? You're gonna like this, Shmuel. Madai and Paras. Paras is where's Paras? Persia. How about Paris? I think that Paras is Paris, and Madai is media, in the media. Media. It actually says the spelling media, right? They spell exactly media. Take out the capital M. Media. Wow. Applies nowadays also. Paris is the capital, one of the fashion capitals of the world. Media is the media. We know what the media is. All right. Rav Chanina, Rabbi Yochanan, that's not the literal explanation. That's a chiddush. You don't have to believe it, but it's a possibility. Rav Chanina, Rabbi Yochanan, Rav Chaviva, Masnu B'chulei Seder Moed, this group, whenever they taught in Seder Moed, Kikol Yizuga, Chalufi, Rabbi Yochanan, Ma'al Rabbi Yonasan, in Seder Moed, which we're in right now, you take out Rabbi Yochanan, you insert one of the person named Rabbi Yonasan. Shachal they taught the following. Shachal Esther L'chamim Katvun L'Doros. The same discussion above, right? From the established Purim as a holiday forever. Shalhu La Halo Kasavti L'cha Shlishim. Shlishim Lo Revim. It says in the pasuk, we wrote the remembrance of when Mechias Amalek, right? Haman was from Amalek. That Klal Yisrael defeated Amalek is written 3 times, and this will be a 4th time. Lo Revim. Ad Shamatzul Mikra, until they found a different pasuk, Kasav Torah, Kasav Zod Zikaram Sefer. It says in Shmos, regarding the Mechamis Amalek, Kasav the Gemara Darshan, Kasav Zos, Mash Kasav Kana Mishnah Torah. Kasav Zos referring to the mention of Amalek in Shmos and in Dvarim. Zikaron, Mash Kasav Nevim. That's a reference to what happened in Sefer Shmuel, that Shmuel gave Shaul the edict of destroying all of Amalek, and he didn't do it. He left over the king and some of the animal and the children. Neviim b'sefer mashkas and Megillah b'sefer Megillah Esther. So you see that really Esther does have a makor. The Gemara answers Kitanai. The Gemara is really it's Malchus Tanayim as follows: Kasav Zos mashkas of Kan. Because of those, what's written in Shmos. Zikaro and Mashakasim Mishatorah. Zikaro refers to Dvarim. The Sefer, Mashakasim Nimim. Sefer is referring to what's written in Sefer Shmuel. Divrei Rabbi Yeshua, that's Rabbi Yeshua's opinion. That's Ramodoy Yomer, because of Zos, Mashakasim B'kanu Mishnah Torah, because of Zos referring to both. Everything that's written in the Bible is written in Shmos and Mishnah Torah and Dvarim. Zikaro and Mashakasim Navim. Zikaro refers to the Sefer Shmuel. The Sefer Mashakasim Megillah, Sefer. Ramodoy is the opinion that Megillah Esther has a makor in the Torah. Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel. Esther Einam Atamas Yadayim. Esther does not have kedusha, really, even though it's written down. It wasn't ordained divinely to be written down. Therefore, it's not Atama Yadayim. You used to have Tumas Yadayim for kachim. If you touch, the Gemara in Shabbos says, if you touch Kisvei HaKodesh, your hands become Tama and you need to Tilas Yadayim. Remember the Savar Shmuel, Esther Lav Ruach HaKodesh number. Do you mean to say that Esther wasn't written with Ruach HaKodesh? Amar Shmuel, Esther, we're going to see on the bottom of the page. Amar Shmuel, Esther Ruach HaKodesh number. Esther was written with Ruach HaKodesh. Shmuel gives a proof for that. So the Gemara says, Nemra likros lo Nemra likasa. Even Shmuel holds, you're right, it was written Ruach HaKodesh, but to say it orally, not that it should be written down, so therefore it's not called Kisvei HaKodesh, it's Hama Yadayim. Meisive, it's really true. Shmuel over there saying the right thing. Remei Omer Koheles saying Matame Yadayim. Say for the Megillah of Koheles is not Matame your hand, it's not Kisvei HaKodesh. Machlokes b'Shir Hashirim. Remeir holds Shir Hashirim is a matter of dispute. Yossi Omer Shir Hashirim Matame Yadayim. Yossi says Shir Hashirim is Matame, is Kisvei HaKodesh. Machlokes b'Koheles the opposite. Koheles is a matter of dispute. Rabbi Shimon Omer Koheles Mekuli Beisham Mechur Beisila. Rabbi Shimon, a third opinion, says Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel have a machloket. Beit Shammai holds their makel. He said Koheles is not Matame Yadayim. Beit Hillel holds it is. Aval Ruth Shir Hashirim Esther. Everyone holds Ruth Shir Hashirim Esther. Those three Megillahs Matame Yadayim. They are Matame Yadayim, meaning they are Kisvei HaKodesh. So how could Shmuel get around this price? Who the Amar Rabbi Yeshua? He holds like Rabbi Yeshua that we saw above, who argued on Ezra Modai, and says Kasav Zot Zikaron B'Sefer refers to everything except Megillah Esther, not Megillah Esther, only Shmos, Dvarim, and Shmuel. That's what Shmuel's opinion is. Tanya Rishim Menasya Omer Koheles Einam Matames Yadayim. Koheles is not Matame Yadayim. It's not Kisvei HaKodesh. Nishich Chachmaso Shel Shlomahi. It's just his wisdom. It wasn't divinely ordained. It was just his wisdom. He was a smart person. Amr Lo, they said to him, Chizubal Vad Amar? I look for Nemar. Vaydaber Shloshes Alaf and Mashal. This is the only thing he said. He said 3,000 parables. So the fact that he said 3,000 parables shows those were different than what he said in Koheles. Koheles is special. It's divinely inspired. So the mashal was just his chachma. Omer al tosef al dvarav. Additionally, it says Hashem said, "Don't add on his word." Sounds like you have to distinguish between the mashalim and Koheles. Seemingly is written with Ruach HaKodesh. So the Meir is Maiva Omer. Why do you need two proofs? Maybe he really said a lot of things. Things he decided to write down. He wrote. He decided not to write down. He didn't write. And really, Koheles is not Ruach HaKodesh. Tashma al tosef al dvarav. Don't add on to what he wrote in Koheles. Tell you Koheles is Ruach Kodesh Nemra. Tanya Rezer Omer Esther Ruach Kodesh Nemra. Esther was written with Ruach Kodesh Nemra. Vayomer Haman Velibo. How do you know that? Because it says Haman said in his heart. How do we know what Haman said in his heart? Only it must be that it was divinely ordained. Hashem knew what he said in his heart. Omer Esther Ruach Kodesh Nemra. What's his proof? Nemra. The Esther knows this. Everyone liked Esther. How do you know everyone liked her? Must be Hashem divinely inspired the writing of Megillah Esther. Remeir Omer Esther Ruach Kodesh Nemra. What's his proof? Shnemar Vayivada Hadavar the Mordechai. Mordechai found out about the plot of Biglan and Zeresh. How did he know? Must be that Hashem godly inspired him to know. Yosim ben Damascus Omer Esther Ruach Kodesh Nemra Shnemar Biza Lo Shachas Yadam. When they destroyed all of the non-Jews, they didn't touch the spoils, not to upset King Achashverosh. How do we know they didn't touch it? Must be it was divinely inspired. Hashem told everyone they didn't touch it. Amar Shmuel, Yahavai Hasan, if I was among these Tanoim, Havamina Milsa Dadif, I would have said a better proof than all of them. Shemar Kimu v'Kiblu. It says Kimu v'Kiblu. Kimu Lamala in Shammai, and they're Makai, Mash Kiblu Lamata, what they accepted it to write Esther Ladoros, what we said before, so they agreed in heaven. How do we know that? Shmuel says, must be, the Megillah is telling us that it was divinely inspired. Amar Rava, Lechulu Islu Pirche. Rava says everyone has a disproof. Levarmin de Shmuel, the Leiste Pirche, there's no disproof against Shmuel's proof. The Rebbe Lezer Svar, what's the disproof? The Rebbe Lezer Svarhu. Who realizes Pshad, he says that Yomer Haman Malibo Svarhu. He just made a calculation. Haman made a calculation to himself. He thought that no one's as important to the king as me. V'hai kikamapish too. Amar daiti denafshikam. When he's saying all these things and how you should honor someone who hamel chavitz b'ikaro, he tells them about riding on the horse. The reason he said all those things because he assumed no one liked who was more appealing to the king than himself. So therefore, he obviously was the person who was going to receive the reward from the king. The Akiva's proof, Dilma Karelezer, the reason that it was known that Esther liked that everyone liked Esther, Karelezer, Damar Malamish Kol Echad, Echad, Nidmasalo Kumaso, she appeared like she was from every nation, right? She had the appeal that she looked like she was from every nation. Adre Meir's proof, Dilma Karabichi Barabba, Damar, Big Cemetery, Shnei Tarshaim, Hayu, they were from Tarshaim, Tarshish. I don't know what Tarshish is. It says in Yonah Tarshish. They were going to Tarshish. Where is Tarshish in the world, Shmuel?
I think it's near Toledo.
Toledo, Ohio?
Yeah.
Tarshish? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so they had a special language. They knew. We know that Mordecai was from the Sanhedrin, so he knew 70 languages. So that's why he knew it wasn't Ruach HaKodesh. Hadar Rabbi Yossi ben Durmaskis, Dilma Pristaku, Shada. The reason that we know no one touched the biza, no one touched the spoils, maybe there were messengers that came and told them that no one touched the spoils. The Shmuel Vadalei Pircha, Shmuel has no disproof. Amar Ravina Hainu Damri Inshi, that's what people say. Tavachada Pilpulsa Charifta, a hot chili pepper, Bimali Sani Kari, is better than a bucket or basket full of gourds.
That's true.
Oh, yes. Rabbi Yosef Amar, the skug is better than whatever dip you're going to make out of gourds. Rabbi Yosef Amar Mahacha.
And what is it called, that thing you make out of gourds?
I don't know.
What is gourds anyway?
Maybe chilba, I don't know. Gourds is gourds. Squash.
Squash. Zucchini.
Zucchini is a type of squash, yeah. I mean, if you make a dip out of that, it's not too good. Rav Yosef Amar Mahacha. Rav Yosef has a different proof that Ruach Esther is Ruach Kodesh Mea Purim Eila Lo Yavru Mitoch HaYehudim. The Megillah promises that Purim will always be celebrated. How do we know that? It must be Ruach Kodesh. Rav Nachman Yitzchak Amar Mahacha, a different proof. Yizichram Liyasim Mizarim, the remembrance of Purim won't be cut off from all future generations. Matanas Zevyonim. Now we're getting into real kishkas and Second Megillah. Everyone loves. Matanas Zevyonim is a famous Gemara. Tani Rav Yosef Mishlach Manos Ishla Re'eo. It says in the Megillah you have to send Mishlach Manos, one of the 4 mitzvahs of Purim. Saying Mishlach Manos. Shtei Manos Ish Echad. What's the obligation? To send 2 portions, 2 types of foods to only one person. Matanas Zevyonim, you give money to the poor people. Shtei Matanos Shnei Bnei Adam. That you have to give two different presents to 2 different people, a present to 2 different people. Yehuda Nasiya Shadalei Rabbi Yeshaya, Yehuda Nasiya sent to Rabbi Yeshaya, Itzma de Igla Tilsa Vigarba de Chamra. He sent to him, it says a thigh of a third, Igla Tilsa, what my explanation, Igla Tilsa is not the third born calf to the mother. I mean, what's the name of the third born calf? Igla Tilsa means he roasted, Igla's veal, he roasted the veal, or he grilled the veal, a third, meaning it was medium rare. A third of its roast, it wasn't well done, it was medium rare. He grilled it on the grill, and that's what he sent him. Megarba de Chamra, he sent him a bottle of wine. Shalach Le, he sent to him Kiyamt Zayin Amid Beis. Kiyamt Banu Rabbeinu Umishlach Manos Yisrael, your Makayim, Mishlach Manos Yisrael. And Matanas Zevyonim, the Gra takes out Matanas Zevyonim, doesn't really make sense here. Matanas Zevyonim, with only one person. How can Matanas Zevyonim? Rabba Shadle Lamari Barmar. Rabba sent to Mari Barmar Biarabai. He sent Abai. Some people said Mishloach Manos with the Shliach. So one opinion in the Shulchan Aruch was said with the Shliach. In this Gemara, he sent him. Male Taska the Kispo, Mali Kasa the Kimcha the Afshuna. He sent him some a bucket full of dates. Mali Kasa the Kimcha the Afshuna. Some flour, sifted flour maybe, so you can bake with it. It was 100% sifted, you don't have to check it. Amali Abai Hashta Amar Mari Ichakla Malka Lahevi Dikula Misavar Lanakis. Abai said to Rabba before he took it to him, he said, Mari is he's gonna exclaim when he sees this, if a peasant becomes a king. Rabba used to be a peasant, used to be a commoner, and then he became the Rosh Hashiva. So if he becomes Rosh Hashiva, he doesn't take off the basket where he feeds the animals. Well, you have to send appropriate. You have to send lamb chops. You have to send veal right? Medium rare veal to send some
he's-
sifted flour is not so good.
He has
Other
to.
shadalei
He became in a higher office. He has to.
Yeah, you have to.
According to his.
You have to act a little. Act
into the.
act
for
like
the
your
shul.
wealth,
That's right. He was in a high position, high office.
Shadalei
So what did he say?
Shadalei Mali Taskas Dangbila Malakas Bilus Amari Barmar. He sent back to Rabbah. What did he send back to him? He sent a basket full of ginger and a cup of Pilpus Aricha, long peppers. I don't know, bell peppers. Amar Abaye, Hashtam Ramar, Ana Shadri Le Chulia. I sent you something sweet. Abaye said to Mari Ramar, he's going to tell you, I sent something sweet, but you Shadri Chorpa, you sent something to me bitter. Amar Abaye, Kinaki Mebar, when I left Rabba's house to go to Mari Ramar, I was savannah, I was very full. Kimata Lahasam, when I got there, clearly, Shisin Sagi, the Shisin Mini Kedera, they gave me 60 plates of 60 types of cooked food. 60 plates of food. I ate 60 types of dishes of meat. Bishula basrais, the last one they gave me, avokar sli kedar, a pot roast, right? A reference to Korban Pesach. We're supposed to learn the halachas of Pesach starting from Yud Daled Adar. No, this is a famous word. They say sli kedar. That's why that's where the last one is. You learn about the Korban Pesach, which is pot roast. I wanted to eat the plate afterwards. Some say the plate was made. Marsha says the plate was made out of edible materials. I'm gonna buy it. Chocolate plates. I'm gonna buy He was so full when he left. He was a poor people. Abai was very poor. The poor people are very hungry and they don't even know they're so hungry. Alternatively, maybe he wasn't so poor. It was just that it was sweet. That the food was sweet. So you always find room to eat sweet food.
Oh, that's a famous Gemara that you always have room for dessert.
Right. This is the Gemara. Abaye Baravin, Rabchina Baravin, Mechalvis Dusayula Adadi. When they came to Purim, they were very poor, so they used to make a meal and they would give the meal to their friend, and that would Mekayim Mishloach Manos. And he would send this female to him, so you don't lose any money. And you Mekayim Mishloach Manos. Amarava, Mekayim Mishloach Puria. Here we go. We got the Gemara over here. Let's pour the drinks. There we go.
I'll drink to that.
Don't shake it, right? I'll just shake it. All right, there we go. First for Shmuel.
To stir, not to shake, just stir.
Third shake. Chatzah shir for Shmuel. Chatzah shir for Shmuel.
That's a nice coat. Where is this?
These are fancy cups, right? I don't know. I got them at Holes Place.
Beautiful.
And
this is very nice. It's a very nice cup.
A half a shir, chatzah shir for me. Glenn Livit, we got to say L'chaim. First, we're going to say the Gemara. The Gemara says, Mechai, people think I'm crazy, but this is fun. I mean, we look like we're crazy, but really this makes learning fun.
Crazy?
I don't know. I think I'm crazy. The Gemara says, Mechayiv inish, say it with me, Shmuel. This is a new mitzvah. Mechayiv inish livsume bepuria ad dilo yada ben ar.
What's today's date? What's today's date in Jewish calendar?
I don't know. Last week, Tuesday was Sarah B'Tavis.
Today is Tezvav. Tezvav Tavis.
Tezvav Tavis. Two B'Tavis.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Listen,
That means
we didn't finish.
In 3 months, Tavis, Shvat,
We have to finish the statement.
Other.
Chayvesh and Psuria B'Puria Adlo Yada Ben Ar Haman LeBaruch Mordechai L'Chaim Baruch Atah Nana Yelena Melech Olam Shakol Niyeh B'Dvaro.
Oh man. It's good.
Smooth. It's real Scotch. 3M company. 3 Scotch tape.
The Scotch tape.
Why do they call it Scotch tape?
Scotch tape. I'll tell you why they call it Scotch tape. Because you ever see the Scotch tape label? It's a Scotch. It looks like a Scotch.
The Scottish kilts.
Yes. You ever see it's green?
I know, but why do they make it like that? It's a company from Minneapolis, you know.
Minneapolis Mining and
3M.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, you know about this, right?
3M. It's one of the big companies.
It's a material company. It's one of the top on the stock market.
Mega companies in
It's
America.
a very big stock
You
to
know how many
have.
things they make? It's a conglomerate.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge company.
You
You're
know
right.
what they make there?
What else?
They make all the Post-it. They're the ones that make Post-its.
Post-its, yeah. They do everything.
They made the Post-its, and they have I think they do a lot of the what do you call those things you use to.
They make materials. It's what is the word in the sector in the stock market?
What?
It's called the sector that they're part of in
It's
the stock market.
manufacturing. No, it's not.
It's called materials. It's called raw materials.
Oh, really? You know these things. Wow.
Okay. DuPont is also.
Really?
Okay, all right, we got to go on.
It's from
We
the
have to
Dow,
finish.
right?
Yeah, for sure. It's might be one of the Dow. I don't know. It's definitely on the S&P 500. Probably in the Dow also. It's a huge company. All right.
And what are we going to say about it? Should we invest in it? What do you say?
You don't. It's not a good sector to invest in. Two sectors to invest in are financials and technology.
Oh, why? Because
tech companies. Those go up the most.
You want to watch the stock go down into the basement of all these stupid companies?
All right. Now we're Mekayim Chatzi Shir, Mekayim and Subsuri, right? You have to get drunk on Purim until you don't know the difference between Har or Haman, the curse of Haman and Baruch Mordechai.
Mordechai.
All right. Amen. All right. I have to finish now.
That's very good.
You like this idea. You're number 5. You are number 5. They sent me something. All right. Got to pick something else. All right.
Let's have another Chatzi.
Who are you? Are you Haman or Mordechai? Okay, we're back. I just had to go pick up the guy delivering my son's passport. His permanent passport just called me, so I had to stop the shir. Now I'm going to go back. Right? You're supposed to get drunk on Purim. You don't know the difference in Ar Haman and Baruch Mordechai. You're so drunk, you don't know that Mordechai, who was blessed, Mordechai or Haman, who was cursed, Mordechai Haman. Rabba Rozera, Avdu Sudasa, Sudas Purim Mahadid, Rabba and Rozera made their Sudas Purim together. Ivsum, he got drunk. They both got drunk when they were supposed to get drunk. Kam Rabba, Shafti, the Rozera, Rabba somehow got up and killed Rozera. Tomorrow, the next day, they asked, he was able to resuscitate Zera Lashana. Next year, Amalei Nasi Marvin Avid to this Purim Lahadei. So let's make a Suda again. Amalei Lo B'chol Shaisa V'Shaisa Mizrachish. So Zera said to him, it's not a miracle ever. We have no one coming back to their house. Amarav Sudas Purim Shachab Alayla. If you ate Sudas Purim at night, the night of Purim, Liyotze De Chavas, you're not Yotze the mitzvah, my time. You may Mishnah V'Sim Chaziv, it's Yemei during the day. Ravashi Havayosif made Rav Kahana. Ravashi was doing Rav Kahana to learn Torah on Purim. Nagav Aloasa Rabban, and the rest of the Talmidim didn't come. Amar Lei, my time Aloasa Rabban. Ravashi to Rav Kahana. How come Talmidim come? Dilma Mitri. Rav Kahana says back them. Dilma Mitri the Sudas Purim. Maybe they're busy with Sudas Purim. They're drunk. Amar Lei v'lo hava efshal lamechla ba'orsta. Couldn't they eat in the Suda at night? Amar Lei. Rav Kahana said to him, Lo shmiel lei lamar lahad amar Rav Sudas Purim shalach b'layla yotze de chavazo. Rav says you eat your Suda at night. You're not yotze. Amar Lei. He said to him, Rabbi really said this. I'm like, yeah, of course he said it. Tanamini Arbain Zin and Ravashi learned from him. He taught he had Rav Kahana teach them 40 times. The Dami like man the Manach Bakise, it was like he put the teaching in his pocket. He was able to remember it from then on. Mishnah Eme Yom Tov the Shabbos Ochel Nefesh Bilvad. There's no difference in the halachas of Shabbos and Yom Tov except for Ochel Nefesh, right? Preparation, malachas that involve preparing your food. The Mishnah holds for things, preparatory measures in order to enable you to cook your food. Shabbos both hold. It's Asr. Shabbos and Yom Tov it's Asr. Masis is in the local Yehuda. Our Mishnah is not like Yehuda. The Sanya. Aim beyond the Shabbos al Nefesh. Rabbi Yehuda matir af mashir al Nefesh. Yehuda matirs, for example, to sharpen your knife or something like that. He would allow you to do that. My time at Tanakama Amar Kra. Tanakama says hu v'lo machshir. It says hu levada. Who is a miyut. Who you can do ochel nefesh, but not machshir, not preparatory measures. Or Yehuda Omer lachem. Lachem is inclusion. Lachem l'chol sarachechem. Lachem you can do whatever you need. V'idach nami yaksiv lachem. What does he do with the word lachem? Lachem lo ovdei kachavim. Lachem lo l'klovim. The Rabbanan Tanakama would learn lachem has to be for you, another miyut, and not if you prepare food for goyim or for your dog. V'idach nami yaksiv hu. What does Yehuda do with the word hu? Ksiv hu v'ksiv lachem. It says hu, which is a miyut, and it says lachem, which is riboy. Kan machshir she'ef shalasasam erev yom tov. Kan machshir she'ef shalasasam erev yom tov. If you could have done the machshir in the preparatory measure, the preparatory measures before Yom Tov, and you failed to do it, you can't do it on Yom Tov. But if it was ef shalasasam erev Yom Tov, because you didn't have time or you didn't have the resources to do it before, and then you're allowed to do it. Mishnah ein bein Shabbos liyom kippurim el shezeh zon b'yedei adam zeh zon b'yedei kares. There's no technical difference between Shabbos and Purim and Yom Kippur, except for Yom Kippur you violate, you do malacha, you eat on Yom Kippur, you chayiv kares. Shabbos you're chayiv a worse skila. Halini tashlumin, but the Gemara infers in regards to the payments, that if you at the same time you're chayiv skila, you're chayiv kares Yom Kippur, you damage someone's property, you'd be potter. Ani masay sinus our mishra. V'nuchamin akani. He made Yom Kippur on the Shabbos of Tashlumin. Ma Shabbos mischayev benafsho batim in Tashlumin. Av Yom Kippur mischayev benafsho batim in Tashlumin. Even Yom Kippur, when you're chayev kares, you do malach on Yom Kippur. At the same time, you damage someone's property, you're going to be potter because of kimlei. We'll learn in Masechah Suos kimlei with the rabbin, you only get the more severe punishment. Tanan hasam. We learn in the Mishnah Makos kol chayev krizus shalaku niftur midei krisasan. If you chayev kares, and before you chayev the kares, you're not going to chayev kares until you die, you get malchus. They instead give you malchus. You are potter from your krisos. Shnemar v'nikla achecha le'achecha. In regards to malchus, is your brother will embarrass your eyes. Kevan shalaka. Once he's embarrassed through getting flogged, hareyu ke'achecha. He's like your brother. He's exempt from kares. Divrei Yochanan ben Gamliel. That's the words of Yochanan ben Gamliel. Amar Yochanan. Yochanan said, based on this, chalukin alav chavera v'chanan ben Gamliel. Our Mishnah argues on Yochanan ben Gamliel. Because our Mishnah says that there's no difference. Amar Rava, Arimei Rav, Tanina, Ema, Yom Kippur Shabbos. El Shazez don't be the Adam, says don't be Kares. He says, just like I said before, our Mishnah argues, according to Isa, if it be the Adam here, because if what Chanan ben Gamliel is saying is true, that Kares is potter once you get Malchus, so Malchus is the Adam, you could flog him. That's a choice of people. You could flog him. So therefore, both of them b'dei adam. Amar Rav Nachman Hamani Rabbi Yitzchak. Our Mishnah, you're right, is Rabbi Yitzchak. Our Malchus the chayiv krisus leika. He says Malchus has no significance. Come to chayiv krisus. Therefore, even give Malchus the chayiv krisus, it wouldn't pater. It wouldn't pater. The time Rabbi Yitzchak Omer chayiv krisus b'chal hayu. Chayiv krisus is mentioned generally. Lama Yatzos kares b'achos. So why did it specify the punishment of kares by being having intimate relation with your sister? Aduna b'kares v'lo b'malchus. Say kares and Malchus is not applicable. But even if you got Malchus, it wouldn't pater the kares. Rashi says you can even reconcile our Mishnah with the Chanan ben Gamliel. Amar afilu temer rabbanan ze ikar zono be the adam ze ikar zedono be kares. The Mishnah says the main difference, the main punishment on Yom Kippur is kares. But additionally, if he got he got Malchus, it would pater him from kares. That is the end of today's shir. A little longer than we had. Some revelry and some enjoyment today. You still haven't drinking your shot. Shmuel's shot is still here. Finish it for the camera. Finish it. Woo! See you tomorrow. Unbelievable. We're drinking tomorrow also. Bye.